Now we can see some other extra information here. So this, like for each run, it generated a new bar. So here you can see information on two sides. You can put the two runs. Here my second run, and here I will put my first run. Now you can see the two runs are there, and now you can compare it and see if any performance issues or if any errors it started at what points. All these things now you can see on a compared mode. Hello to all the future full stack quality engineers, and welcome back to another chapter on QV Bro journey. So today also we are going to explore another feature available on the Postman. So if you were following us for the last couple of weeks, you know we saw a lot of features related to Postman, a bag full of features, there surprises, and yeah, still it's not done. We have a lot more to explore in the Postman tool. So if you can remember, yeah, we created the collection, and then if you can remember, we tried on variables, environments, all those things. Then the problem we have now is like every time we have to go one by one for each request, and then we have to click this send button. And also I faced another trouble, like since I have exceeded the limit per day, now I can't use this API for today. So instead of that, I found another free API which can be used for your testing purposes called fake REST API. So on websites.net. So yeah, this is also we can use for today purposes. So yeah, so today we can see like how we can run this all the requests. So for example, let's say if we have 100 requests inside our collection, so then we can't go one by one and fire all the requests one by one, and then yeah, it will run the script. But again, it's hard to do that for 100 requests daily. So in that case, what if we have option to like automate these things? We can, if we have a method like one place where either we can schedule or yeah, even either manually, if we can send the whole collection at once. So different options are there. Like one here, you can go to the three dots, and here there is the option called run folder. If you click, all the requests inside this particular folder will be executed. For example, let's say I will click on run folder. Now you can see it comes to this particular runner place. Yeah, I will explain it. So just wanted to show that. Then I will reset, I will close this, and again, if you go to the collection also, there is three dots option, and here also you will see run collection option, or else here at the bottom you will see another option called the runner. So even you click on these options also, it will come to this particular place, runner. So yeah, before going to the runner, since like we have a problem with our the limit, so I will create a new collection, let's say, and I will give the name, okay, this fake REST API, and I will quickly try to create a new request. Okay, here this is Swagger. Yeah, this is a good place, like I can show the Swagger UI as well. So Swagger UI is also another tool which you can use for your API purposes. So here is the API documentation. Don't worry, I will do a separate video on these parts. And yeah, for now we will just use this. I think base URL, I think should be the same. And let's just give a try by putting this part here. Yeah, so this is the base URL. So since we already did the variable part, I don't want to do that to save our time. I will just like quickly do something here to create just a couple of requests. Okay, so now if we send this request here, okay, it will send, and then I will add some scripts here quickly through the snippets. Let's say, yeah, I will put this status code is 200, and then what else? Response body contains, okay, let's say, yeah, activity 1, let's say. Okay, this two enough. And if I run this, now you can see both of the tests were passed. So that was my get request. And let me try to create another one. Okay, post request is also there. Okay, so let's see. I can duplicate, and here I will go to the copy, and here instead of get I will put it as post, and I will copy paste this particular schema here. So row, put here, and also I will keep this, just let's remove for the time being, and let's send this. Okay, so 200. Okay, yeah, title will have, let's say, string. So here I will have this. Okay. Okay, those also will get passed. Now, okay, now we have two requests here. I think that's enough for the time being. Then what we can do is, like, if you need to automate or schedule this thing to run automatically, so here's the option. As I mentioned, you can go to the runner, and then it will open this new window. Here you will see two tabs, functional and performance. I will keep the performance part for the later, and then here you will see different options are there. Either you can run manually. This means, like, the whole collection you can add here to run, and then this you need to initiate. But that also fine, right? So here you just need to click on this start run. Then all the available requests. So currently we have 2 requests. Likewise, either you can have up to even 1,000 requests you can have. That's fine. So then instead of go one by one and click the send button, now it's easy. You just need to come to the runner and click the start run here. So then all the available requests inside will be executed. Okay, so now we need to select, like, whether you need to here, likewise, whether it's the whole folder you need to run or whole collection. Likewise, you can decide. So what you can do is, like, you can drag and drop like this also, or else from here you can select the option and run. Okay, so since now I added the whole collection, all the 2 requests inside the collection was added. From here also you can select, deselect whether you need to run it or not. And also there is the option you can change the order. So if you can remember, like on our last collection we had, here first we wanted to add the object, then through the script, if you can remember, we saved a variable, then the variable was used in our next request. So in such a scenario, every time add object need to be run first before the delete object. Otherwise, delete request will fail. So this is the place where you can schedule that to run in particular order. So since I have put like this, every time the get request will send first and then the post request. Here there is no problem with the order, so I will keep it as it is. And then first I will show the run manual option. So I keep as run manually. Then how many iterations you need to run? So 1 means it will send each request only 1 time. If you set it to 5, first it will run all the requests 1 time, then it will loop. Likewise, it will loop till 5 times. So I will keep it as 1. And then if you need, you can add a delay for the request as well. So here also you can see information, interval delay between each request. So, like, for example, in this case, add and delete. So since after you send that request, then some script need to be run, then you need to run the delete. So in that case, if you think delete will trigger before it run the script, so in such case, these delays will be useful. And also it needs some time to reflect it on the database. So in that case, you can use this delay in milliseconds. So if you add, let's say, 1,000 milliseconds, that means first it will send this particular get request, then it will wait for 1 second, and then it will send the second request. So likewise, you can use this delay as well. Okay, I will keep. Then here is the option to select a data file. So data file means, like, if you are doing data-driven testing, so for the same request, you can use different values instead of creating multiple requests. So you create one request and you configure it to get data from the file, and then you upload a CSV file from here. For example, let's say in that here add object on the previous collection now. So here we add the name, a hard-coded value. Here instead of hard coding, you can configure here to get values from the file, uploaded CSV file. Not only the name, all these values also you can configure on the CSV as one record. Then multiple records will be there. So then every time when this test runs, it will take 1 by 1 each value on the CSV file, all the records. So likewise, you can configure it. So in such scenario, so from here you can upload your CSV files. Then we have some advanced settings. Here there's option to persist the response for a session. Then if you want to turn off the logs, because let's say there could be some performance bottlenecks if you have enabled logs for all your requests. So here when you run, you can turn off, and if you have any failures, then you can run the failures with the logs on. So that option is also there. Then if any errors occurs, whether you need to continue the remaining or not. So that is, for example, I first send the get request, it failed. Then if I tick this one, the collection will stop from here, collection runner will stop. But if I untick this one, either get request fail, it will go to the next request, so that you can configure here. So this can be useful when you have like request chain. If let's say one in the middle fails, all the subsequent one will be fail. So in our previous one, if the add object can fail, definitely delete one will fail, because there is no object to be deleted. So in such scenarios, you can use this option. Then to keep variable values, or to clear, or to run collection without using stored cookies, likewise there are different advanced settings options are also available. Okay, so now I have set all. So I will click on this run button. Now you can see all my requests are running. So here it took small delay after sending the first one. It's because I gave that 1000 millisecond delay. So it sent the first one and then waited for the 1000 millisecond and then send the next request. So here you can now see some other information like what is the source, in which environment we run, so how many iterations, the total duration, number of test cases inside, and average response time likewise. So here each request you can see, then the test case status, and also some information about the time taken. And here if you come again, you can see pass, fail test cases, skip test cases likewise. And also here you can view the summary. Here also you can see the same detail in a summarized view. Okay, then here is the option like, so this is my first run. So you can go and check all the runs available. So all will be visible in this particular table. Okay, so other than that, so now so this is how you can do the automation. This is one option. Then so that also now, like every time I need to come here and run it manually. So here the option is there. You can say share and then also view report. Those options are there. Then again here you will see the option called the run again, or else you need to come to the runner and again configure it and run it. So that is one option. Again, here now again you will see, if you click on the automate run option, now you will see schedule run using Postman client, and integrate with the CI/CD. Same options are available here as well. Now you see, so the first one run manually we did. Then you can schedule it. You can give a schedule name. You can give like what is the frequency, hourly or weekly. So you can configure that. So if you go to hour, every 2 hours, 3 hours, you can configure it to run. Or else if you put as weekly, you can configure to run on every day or every particular day. Also that means like once week. Likewise, you can configure it. So this is kind of like automation, or kind of the regression. If you have, you can configure in this way. And you can select what is the environment you need to run. So in my case, I will run on dev environment. Then again, number of iterations and the CSV file, and to whom you need to send the emails. Notifications, you can add the users, and the same advanced settings are there. Then you can schedule it. So now, without you need to click on the rerun again option, as the configured frequency at the scheduled time, this will automatically run. So that is how you can achieve automation with the Postman features. Then there's another option called the client, CLI, using the command line. So why the command line is important? Let's say in my case, we had like only 2 requests. So it was not a big collection. But if you have like, let's say a regression and around 1000 requests, and like each request has like 5-6 test cases over the scripts here, tests. So in that case, let's say around total 5000 plus tests are running. So in such cases, and my client, so this is my Postman client UI. The UI is running on my computer, and let's say there is some performance issue there. So now you need to clearly understand this. I am running the script on my computer, I'm the client, but from here I'm sending the request to the backend server where the service is hosted. We need to test the server, not my computer, right? So from my laptop, it will send the request to the services hosted on the backend, which is available at this configured URL. So what we need to test is this particular code. Even if we do a performance test, we need to test this particular host, not my laptop, right? So in that case, let's say I run this 6,000 tests in this UI mode. So for that also the manipulations and all the backend work happening on my computer, because Postman is creating these requests, sending, then it will collect the response. So that those things need to manage. Then running these scripts, validations, all these things are happening on my end, on my computer. If there are performance issues on my computer, this particular application will hang or it will fail. So in that case, it will affect our testing. But which is not actually what we needed to do, because what we need to do was to try to test the backend. But now due to the performance issues on the client end, the tests will hang or fail. So it's because here, since we have this UI, so it need to handle this GUI as well, and it will also take some memory and CPU. So to avoid these things, the best option is like you can use Postman UI to create these collections, requests, and everything. Then you can run it using the CLI tool on the command line. So since command line is not taking much of your GPU, so then without any performance issues or any bottlenecks, you can run your tests without affecting the performance of your client. So that is the option here. So you can go to this option, download Postman client, and here you can see how you can install it on your computer based on your operating system. Then you can again drag and drop the collection and those things you can do. And here is the command. You need to click on that API key and you can generate the key. So this key is used to authorize yourself. So when you log in through the client, here you can see Postman login with API key. So that's why to authorize you. Otherwise, it don't know like whether you have permission to the collection or not. So in that case, you need to authorize it. So you can generate a key, and then with the key, you can copy paste this particular command, and you can go to the command prompt, and here you can paste it, and then you can send the request. So again, similar way as we did on the UI level, you can see the results later. Later, you can, after it's completed, you can again open the UI, and then you can view the reports. So that is the particular option called the client. Then again, if you, let's say, so now I showed you, either you can schedule it on Postman level, either you can use this client and then you can do some batch scripting and then do a schedule as well. Or else if you want, if you are running on your own CI/CD, you can configure this as well to run on your preferred CI/CD pipeline. So you can select what is the collection and what the environment is, and based on your organization's using a CI/CD provider, let's say Jenkins, and what is the operating system there, Linux or Windows, then it will automatically generate you the code. So now you can get this code and you can configure your CI/CD to run this as well. If you are using GitHub Actions, then you can generate the code. Likewise, here there are different available CI/CD providers are there. Based on your used one, you can use it to create the code easily. So those are the three different options you can use to do the automation using Postman's inbuilt features. There are some other options as well. I will talk about that in the next video. Here I will go back to bottom. You will see this config option which we already discussed in one of the videos. There from the settings you can enable, disable the sidebar. So these monitors will not be visible by default. You need to enable it. So I have enabled. So I will go to monitors and let's discuss what these monitors are now. So monitors can be used. So when you do the run on the existing report, what you can see is like the pass fail status and those stuff. But if you want to see more information there, other than that, other than the pass fail, or else you need to like, let's say, okay, it's better to show it without like telling what it is. Okay, let's create a monitor. So since my collection was fake REST API, I will use the same name for my monitor as well. And the collection here, I will select what collection is and what is the collection tag here I will keep, and what environment you will need to monitor, I will put dev. And again, the data file you can put. And also there's the option like to schedule to run this monitor hourly, weekly, or yeah, else. So if you configure here again, then again at the configured time, it will run and it will collect data and it will add to the monitor. But if not, you can manually trigger it as well. Then here also you can put email addresses to receive the notification, and other settings are available. So I will remove the email and okay, I will create my monitor. So now monitor was created. So now we have configured monitor to have this the fake REST API collection. So I will run. So now if you can remember, there were 2 requests and 4 test cases. So now everything will be running. And then now you can see the 2 requests were sent and 4 test cases passed. Here now you can see some graphs are there. So to get more idea, I will do another run. So I will send it for the 3rd time as well and the 4th time too. Okay, now we can see some other extra information here. So this, like for each run, it generated a new bar. So here you can see information, fail percentage and the response time, each details are there. So now this can be used for like for monitor. So let's say if this was your regression and you have configured this monitor to run daily at night. So every day morning when you come, so you will see the results and you can compare it with the previous day result as well. So if you were fixing test cases, okay, you should see the pass percentage should be increased. And then also if you want to do some performance here, response time also you can see how it was changed over the time. Then likewise, for those reporting purposes, you can use these monitors. I hope it was clear. And also here the option to see the summary or individual request wise. So you can see for each day, then you can see likewise those options are there. So this is the use of having monitors. Okay. So I hope it was clear. There was nothing much, but you can have a monitor. Then for reporting purpose, it will be easy because you can compare with previous results, the trends, the trend analysis and everything you can do using this available monitor, the reports. Okay. Then the last part for today, I will go to the performance here. Yeah. So I will explain about the performance when we come to the performance testing playlist. But for here, I will quickly walk you through like how you can use performance in Postman for your performance testing. So here also there are different load profiles. So these things I will explain. Like you can fire at a fixed rate. So here you can see simulate 20 virtual users repeatedly running the collection in parallel for 10 minutes. If you change it to ramp up, now you can see how it will change. It won't. So if you go with fixed, it's starting from start to end. Every time it will try to send this 20 virtual user requests throughout the duration. But this is not actually like what will happen in a production scenario, right? Because we won't get the same the rate throughout the day. So here the ramp up means like first it will send at a low rate and then consistently it will increase. Then it come up to the 20 level. Now at 20 level it will go for some particular duration. So here 5 users for 2.5 minutes. So the initial load you can change since I have put as 5. So for the first 2.5 minutes it will send with 5 users. Then it will steadily increase it up to the 20 load. Then for the next 10 minutes, it will send 20 rate. Then spike. So here base load is 2. So we will send at 2 rate for 4 minutes. Suddenly we will increase it up to 20. And then again we will decrease to 2. And then again at the 2 rate. So these are the different types of performance tests. these things I will definitely explain when we add performance playlist. So here just I need to show here. Likewise, there are different profiles you can select. So I will go with, let's say, Spike, and then how many virtual users I will put as 10. I'm not sure whether our the API will be able to handle this or not, because since these are test environments, maybe they will block us when they get more requests from the same IP. Yeah, let's see how it happens. Okay, so in that case, I will not send much. I will send 5 virtual users and I will put as like 1 minute. Okay, then I will click on the run button. Now you can see it will start my run. So here, since it's very small one, I can do this on my UI level, or else you have to do this on the client. So it will be advisable, because otherwise, if this failed on you due to the performance on your client, then it's a waste of time, and you will waste your time and not you have tested the actual bottlenecks on the server as well. So I will stop. I won't keep it for the whole 1 minute. Okay. Now you can see up to now it sent like 56 requests. So this is the requests per second, 1.70 requests each second, and average response time was this, and no error rate. So all the requests are successful. And here now you can see get requests in 28 total, and the response time was like average 226. So here min and max also you can see the median and the error rate, those information are visible. So likewise you can use Postman for your API performance testing purposes as well. And again, if you want to do a rerun, okay, let's say I will do a rerun. So I will do a rerun just to show you of a comparison of two. Okay, still no errors. It's good. It's the servers are accepting our new requests. Last time we sent for like total 28 requests, so I will keep this also to go up to that level, and then I think now let's stop. Okay, now it's in like around 30 and 29 each, and no errors again. Now we can go and compare the runs. So here on two sides you can put the two runs. Here my second run, and here I will put my first run. Now you can see the two runs are there, and now you can compare it and see if any performance issues or if any errors it started at what points. All these things now you can see on a compared mode between two performance tests. So this is how you can use the collection runner to do performance testing as well. Okay, so I think for today I will stop from here, because we discussed about the collection runner, the monitors, and how to do performance testing using Postman, all these things. So next week I will talk about Newman. So this is another method how you can create the scripts using the Postman, then with the help of Newman you can do the automation. So I will talk about these things in the next video. So stay tuned till next week and give a try for these things. No, so now if you were struggling with all your requests, and if you didn't know how to do the automation using Postman, now you know that part, and also how to configure this to your CI/CD pipelines, and how to use Postman for your performance testing purposes, and also the monitoring as well. So now you know all these things. So give a try, and next week we can talk about the Newman part. So see you till next week, and happy testing.